Hey everybody, welcome back to my Project 13. Thanks for coming on by and checking out this video. Appreciate your time and your support. I'm going to do my best to try to make this a short video, but it could end up being like this. So stay with me, bear with me. Feel free to jump ahead, go back, whatever you want to do. But either way, I wanted to talk about the Rattle. The Rattle in my Google Pixel 6 Pro, which turns out that the Rattle happens to be also in my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, my OnePlus 10 Pro, and my OnePlus 7 Pro. I'm shooting this video with the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. There's a teeny bit of a rattle in the Z Flip 3. Very, very faint. The loudest rattle out of all of these smartphones is my Google Pixel 6 Pro. In just a moment, I'm going to take these devices individually and shake them for you so you can hear the rattle. You will notice that the Google Pixel 6 Pro is the loudest. You can let me know which is the quietest out of the other three: the OP7 Pro, the OP10 Pro, and the S22 Ultra. But first, I wanted to read this information here over at 9to5google.com. Why does iOS in my Google Pixel 6 Pro camera make noise? Currently, smartphone cameras are compact, and the Pixel 6 Pro's array is no different. That means there's only so much room for a sensor to move around in an enclosed space to stabilize an image or video. Given that, if you shake your Pixel 6 Pro enough, what you're going to hear is the sensor and lenses hitting the walls of its enclosure. The Pixel 6 Pro has it worse than the 6. Just a gentle shake back and forth on the 6 Pro will utter a weird clicking sound that is surely the telephoto lens being knocked back and forth. The iOS on this lens has to be pretty sensitive, given that the farther you zoom in physically, the more sensitive the sensor is to movement. While the 6 doesn't have the 4x zoom telephoto lens, you can still hear a gentle clicking noise when you shake the phone around. I know you can hear that. Now, if you go into the camera app, that really minimizes the rattle in comparison to that. If you go over to 4x zoom, it's barely there. Completely without. All right, so let's go over to the S22 Ultra. We're not in the camera app. Over at Twitter, some of you that left feedback with the tweet that I uploaded for all of you to check out, a little short, I think it was 10-13 second video of my Google Pixel 6 Pro rattling. A lot of you knew that this was normal, but I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the support. And a lot of you said if you go into a specific setting like 4x zoom, 10x zoom, it would go away. But obviously with the S22 Ultra, without the rattles, it's there. It's not as loud as the Google Pixel 6 Pro. But when you go into the camera app at 1x zoom, it's not there at all. Let's go over to my OnePlus 10 Pro. Ever so slight. In the camera app, not so much. Out of the camera app. And then my OnePlus 7 Pro. In the camera app, nothing. So the louder device here is the Google Pixel 6 Pro, and in second place is the S22 Ultra. Once you are not utilizing your camera on each of these devices, you're going to definitely hear a rattle. And again, that's just something that's going to be there in your daily routine. That's not something that's just going to happen unless you're really giving it a good shake. Okay. So again, from everybody over at Twitter, this confirms what is going on and what will be going on with certain smartphones, most likely flagship smartphones, maybe mid-tier flagship going forward, that in case you run into that it is what it is. It's not a defect. I read why, and this is something that even over at Samsung, the Samsung website, you might be wondering why you hear a small rattling noise inside the device when you shake your Galaxy phone. Don't worry, your phone is just fine. The OIS optical image stabilization feature may make a small sound inside of the device. Inside of your Galaxy mobile phone, there is a component that functions as iOS that minimizes shaking when taking pictures with the camera. If this small part is shaking while the camera is not operated, it may hit the internal structure and make a slight rattling sound. These smartphones have been amazing. Performance, functionality, the cameras, everything I've wanted from them, they have been that and more. Here's the thing. As you're using these devices day in and day out, you're not going to notice that rattle unless you do this. Shake, rattle, and roll, baby. Okay? Just roll with it. Enjoy these devices if you have any of these devices or any other flagship or mid-tier flagship that may make that rattling sound. Okay? Just don't walk around doing this. Okay? It's not a maraca. It's a phone. Amazing smartphones. And with that, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it. God bless y'all. Peace out.